All right. So what is up, everybody? Welcome to a little experiment that we're going to do tonight. We're going to see how this goes, and this format will maybe replace the normal Thursday stream. Let me give you just a real quick rundown of what this is supposed to be, so you guys are all on the same page as me. Oh, I should also have to turn that on. There we go. That's a little better, right? Yeah. All right. Basically, what we're going to be doing tonight is I've picked out some matches that I'm going to be going over, and I'm going to be doing normal commentary and kind of explaining, a lot of things that are going on. But there's kind of going to be like a recurring theme throughout the matches. So hopefully, you guys will learn like an overall, kind of lesson. And obviously, they're going to be good matches too, so it'll be entertaining, hopefully. And the other major thing that I wanted to explain is that since we are not doing a normal long casual session tonight, I didn't want you guys. This should run hopefully about an hour. I mean, obviously this is the first one, so I don't know how long this is gonna go for. I prepared a bunch of matches, so hopefully I have enough to go. But I want this to take about an hour. And then I didn't want to leave you guys with only an hour of stream, so what I've done is we're going to be collaborating with some other streams so that you guys still have a full night of fighting games to watch. So normally after me, this show, assuming that it works out and everybody likes it and we continue, will start at like 7:30 Eastern instead of 10, and it'll go for about an hour, and then it'll go into Peaceful Jay's stream. So he will be starting. I don't know if you guys have ever watched Salty Conflicts, but he does a tournament weekly on Thursdays online AE, and the winner gets $100 free entry, and it's always really good players. So he's taking a little bit of a break from that right now while he's setting up his new website. So it's not happening this week, which is why I'm starting later. But in a few weeks, that should be starting back up again. So it'll be that, and then as soon as that ends, it's going to transition directly into Live Oratory. You'll be able to go straight from Peaceful J stream and go right to Live Oratory. And so Marlon Pie and Quotes and whatever special guests they have, Nina, shout outs to all of them. They will be streaming as soon as Salty Conflicts ends, and they'll be streaming. That should be about 11 o'clock Eastern. And so you'll be able to watch that, which is always entertaining. If you've never seen that stream before, super awesome. They usually do a lot of Marvel 3, which, as you know, Marlon Pie, you should know, just won the Canada tournament this last weekend. Congratulations to him. He won Marvel. So they stream a lot of Marvel, but they stream a ton of other stuff. They streamed a lot of Catherine when that was big like a month or so ago. They stream Puzzle Fighter. They stream Third Strike, AE. They basically stream whatever you guys want to see, so you can go in there and request what you want, and, they change games. And then after that, that's going to end at about 2 o'clock in the morning Eastern, and then that's going to transition straight into Hanzo Gonzo's stream. So if you were really hungry for that Marvel, you'll be able to watch Hanzo Gonzo's stream, and he basically just streams himself playing Marvel online and just destroying people. So always a good time. He uses tons of random teams, Thor, and he picks random select and stuff, does whatever. He'll play people on the stream, so... And he's basically just going to stream until he doesn't want to stream anymore. So he usually streams well into the night. But that way you guys will get a nice block of programming. So, you're not actually losing any streaming time on Thursdays. Because I really didn't want to leave you guys hanging on Thursdays. Because I know there isn't really much else to watch. So that's a brief overview of what we're trying to do. So again, tonight there won't be any... Peaceful J, there won't be... I mean, he's still streaming, but it's just casuals. There's no Salty Conflicts. So when I'm finished, it's going to go straight into Live Oratory. Okay, so let's see what we got here. All right, so people are starting to tune in. All right, so let's start watching some matches. So let's see. Again, also, I just want to say, obviously, this is the first episode that I'm doing. I'm also trying some new software and some new techniques for streaming, so there might be a few hiccups. Hopefully not. I tried to test as much as I could. Hopefully everything runs smooth, but, might see some, I don't know. We'll see what happens. So, all right, so let's see. This should... Oh, I'm not using the right keyboard. I'm using two computers at once right now. Okay, so you guys should be seeing a match right now, and hopefully still hearing my voice. So the first match we're going to watch tonight is Yipes versus Min from CEO. This was not top 8, but it was pretty close. So, alright, so let's just start watching, and we'll see what we see here. Yeah, this was, I believe, I want to say this was top 16. But I honestly don't remember. But this was a really good match. This was a really good match. Alright, so it's going to be Bison versus Honda. And you can see right there, Min starts out the round with neutral jump, fierce. And you see he's done almost nothing but neutral jump, fierce. So, okay, right away, I gotta pause this. We gotta go back for a second. Okay. So already, this is kind of what tonight's show is going to be. Okay. What I want to talk about tonight is picking up on what the opponent is trying to do. Okay, so you saw right there, Min already started the round by neutral jump fierce, and he kept doing neutral jump fierce. So if you are in Yipes' shoes, you have to think to yourself, you know, what is he doing? Why is he doing that? You know, he's not doing that for no reason. I mean, neutral jump fierce is good. You know, he might do it against any character, but he's not going to do it 3 times in a row like that. So once you think about it, the obvious answer is, well, he's doing that to counter scissors. If you do random scissors, he neutral jumps, he gets a giant combo. So I want you guys to just keep that in mind while you're watching this match and see how much Min does neutral jump fierce, and then start thinking about what Yipes should have done to compensate for that. Okay? So I'm just going to go back here, and we're just going to rewind a little bit, and let's start this match at the beginning. Okay, so neutral jump fierce. Yipes is taking his time, doing a little bit of standing roundhouse. Now you see Min just doing almost exclusively neutral jump fierce. And there he almost got it there, but even though he didn't get the hit, he got the command grab. And now Yipes gets a little bit of pressure. Goes for a cross-up, not really that good on Honda. Pretty easy to autocorrect headbutt. Yipes drops a little combo there, not that big of a deal though. And you see, as soon as they go back to neutral position, look at what Min is doing. Also, hold on, I want to rewind this again. Now, another thing is, okay, if Min is doing neutral jump fierce specifically to counter scissors, we can say that almost for sure, okay? There's really almost nothing else that neutral jump fierce is going to counter, except for like a random jump, which Bison's not really going to be jumping that much that he really wants to be doing that. He's better off just staying on the ground, holding a charge, and anti-airing if he thinks he's going to jump. So if Min is doing neutral jump fierce to stop scissors, then it's fairly obvious that he should not be doing neutral jump fierce when Yipes does not even have a charge. If Yipes doesn't have a charge for scissors, he can't do scissors. There's no point in doing neutral jump fierce. So I want to go back to this and look at right here. Min is just so caught up in doing neutral jump fierce, he's doing it, and look, Yipes is walking back and forth, he doesn't even have a charge. Yet Min is still doing neutral jump fierce, and look, it gets Yipes, it allows Yipes to walk in and get a hit there. So you really have to keep stuff like that in mind. So this could be Yipes adjusting. You see how he saw the neutral jump and he walked forward right there? I want to rewind that again. I don't think I rewound far enough. Yeah, right here. See, he saw that neutral jump and he walked forward right there. So Yipes might be adjusting here. It's kind of hard to tell. But, I mean, that is the correct answer. That is what he should be doing. If he sees that Min is just neutral jumping a lot, he should be doing walk forward roundhouse. And it might trade, but at that angle, it's more likely to beat it clean. So it's in Yipes' best interest to do that. So, pretty close right now. Yipes lands a nice hit there. Goes for a Psycho Crusher setup, but Min didn't quick rise. But went for something. It looked like that might have been a failed reversal. He got counter hit on wake up. So, and there you see neutral jump fierce not even working against the EX stomp. And there's a standing fierce. I mean, a standing roundhouse against the neutral jump fierce. And again, Yipes just not really doing a lot of random scissors. And again, it's hard to tell if this is Yipes noticing what Min is trying to do and actually compensating, or, you know, if he's just, you know, accidentally countering Min's strategy here. It's really hard to tell. You know, you can't, you know, I'm not a mind reader. It's, you know, but what Yipes is doing is definitely working, and it's also worth noting that Min is not picking up on the fact that his strategy is not countering scissors. There he actually hit a standing roundhouse with the neutral jump fierce, but yeah, gets dizzy. But yeah, that was kind of a fluke. That usually shouldn't happen. That's only because Yipes threw out a standing roundhouse from pretty far away. That was pretty unnecessary. So Min takes game one.
Very nice. Very fortunate for Min there to knock him dizzy off of that one hit. Just to make sure that the dizzy combo he got afterwards did full damage.
Yipes, quick to rematch here. It's funny, usually my phone. Usually it's the loser that wants to think about the loss. There was Min taking his time, even though he won. Right, there's standing roundhouse anti-air. And Min's still on the neutral jump fierce plan. And here, these neutral jump fierces are good. Yipes obviously has a charge here. He's just walking backwards, sitting on his life lead. Nice little whiff punish there on the headbutt. It looked like almost like he was going to miss that whiff punish. And he got that standing forward in just in time. And Yipes just playing super patient right now. Knows he has the life lead. Doesn't really have to do anything.
Yipes playing very good right now. Yeah, Min's not gonna burn the meter there. He's at too much of a life deficit.
Wow, but just walks into the neutral jump fierce.
And save the bar for round 2.
Yeah, right now, Yipes playing.
And Yipes just taking his time, gonna sit on that life lead. He's got the whole screen behind him, and again walks into neutral jump fierce. So I mean, this is just Min just, you know, even though he's not directly countering scissors, he doesn't need to stop doing the neutral jump fierce because Yipes is not directly countering that. And the neutral jump fierce, like I said, it still has other applications. We've seen it beat standing roundhouse, even though that's not super reliable. It does work. And Yipes has walked into it a few times, so there it's traded with the standing roundhouse.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, if Yipes just times the standing roundhouse a little bit better, it should beat that clean. And wow, the jump back strong on the headbutt gets him the round. Only 9 seconds left. I mean, Min definitely had to take some risks there. Wasn't going to spend any meters. Now he's got full bar for this round. It's so important in this matchup. You see this a lot in matchups where both characters are charge characters, that the life lead is just so important. And now Min has it, and he's just sitting on it.
This match I feel is another match of attrition. Whoever has a life lead tends to keep it unless there's
Yipes baits out the EX headbutt there. Gets him with a jumping strong, but delays the second one a little bit too much. When you do that jumping strong, air to air, you do want to delay the second one a little bit to give yourself more time when you land. But if you delay too much, it whiffs like that. And Yipes just doing a really good job of maintaining the corner here, not letting Min out of the corner. And there, neutral jump fierce again. Let me rewind that a little bit. Didn't directly counter the scissors right here, but it at least forced Yipes to block, and that allowed him to start a little bit of pressure and work his way out of the corner. And Min just holding on to that life lead as best he can. Oh, no anti-air there. I can't believe he missed that anti-air. Again, he's so scared because he's so close to winning the round. He wants to try to clutch it out, but he's just missing opportunities to anti-air here. And there it is, finally, EX headbutt.
I was thinking about Min doing EX headbutt. Not the stop, but the EX stops. Good stuff.
So Min on set point here.
Good timing right there. If he had done just a little too early, the head stomp would have beat it. I noticed that's a very popular tactic with Honda players.
Yeah.
Empty jump into low jab hands.
Yeah, like it's such good.
And again, Min pinned in the corner. This is a tough situation. You see, he's just going back to that neutral jump fierce. Yipes just really hasn't been able to shut that down. I mean, it's definitely not the easiest thing, but there we go. Anti-air's a jump back. You can see Yipes just does not want to commit to the standing roundhouse. He's definitely seeing the neutral jump, but he's just, you know, he doesn't want to. He's down on life, and he doesn't want to commit to the standing roundhouse to try to anti-air. Like, it's definitely not, like, I don't want to make it sound like it's the easiest thing. It is tough to beat. There it is, right there. You do have to be at the right position. So it's not just reacting to the neutral jump fierce with standing roundhouse. He actually has to walk into the correct position to get the standing roundhouse. So he really has to react to the neutral jump very early.
And Min takes it over IFC Yipes.
And Min takes it.
I'm pretty sure that was loser's bracket, and
So that was game one, or match one, I guess, that we're going to watch. And hopefully you guys are starting to get an idea of what kind of things we're going to be seeing tonight. And let me start up match two here. All right, let's see what we got here. So I wanted to start out with like a really like good match. Not that these aren't all good matches; they're all good matches. But like that was just like a really like hard fought match. So I figured for the second one we would go into something a little more one sided. Still a good match, but now you get to see the same concept a little more exaggerated. So the next match that we're going to go into here is Sanford. This is from Summer Jam. You can see on the right over here. This is Sanford versus Dave Arrow, who I guess is like a local player up there. And again, this is going to be AE. And let me just fast forward a little bit here. We don't need to watch them picking their characters. But okay, so it's going to be Sagat versus Guy. So let's see what we can see here. So Sanford starting out the round pretty straightforward, you know, throwing tiger shots like most Sagats do. Taking his time, you know, he's not just all in on tiger shots. He's you know, changing up his pace a little bit. You can see him trying to bait a jump here. All right, so right now I'm gonna stop. All right, so since this is the first episode, you know, I want to try a lot of things here. So we got, let's see, what do we got? Almost 200 viewers in here. 170, 180 something. Yeah, 170. Okay. So we've seen about 20 seconds of this match. Timer says 79. Were you guys paying attention? What did you guys see, if anything? Was there any kind of pattern from either player that you guys noticed that you think the other player could take advantage of? I want to see who was paying the most attention. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a few seconds to answer. I know there's a little bit of a delay on the stream, and then I'm gonna play it again, and then give you guys another chance to answer, and we'll see. All right, a few people are. Frozen says Guy was doing a lot of elbow drops. Krister Mime says wall jumps. Yeah, this is a pop quiz. This is a pop quiz. You gotta be paying attention. All right, D-Sky says the Guy player used wall jumps to get in. Who is Mysterion says Guy was using the elbow to avoid fireballs. Okay. All right, that's good. A lot of you guys are pretty close to what I was looking for. Okay, basically, really detailed. Sanford was throwing fireballs, and then he was breaking them up to give Dave Arrow an opportunity to jump, and then looking for the anti-air. But if you really pay attention, you'll see that when Dave Arrow jumps, he doesn't just jump; he does elbow drop almost every time. And if you watch, you can almost see. Even though you can't see Sanford's hands, you can actually see Sagat kind of start to walk forward, and you can kind of like see in your mind Sanford getting ready to dragon punch. But Dave Arrow cancels his elbow drop so early in the jump that Sanford actually sees it and doesn't commit to the uppercut and doesn't do anything. Watch, I'm going to rewind it, and you're going to see this in action.
Stick to you and then frame trap you to death.
So you guys that were talking about elbow drops, that's basically what I was looking for. But the next level of that is that watch Sanford's reaction to the elbow drop. See that right there? Did you guys see that? Watch it again.
All right, he's trying to get through the fireballs rather than focusing for.
See that little stutter step forward? That's Sanford going to the forward motion to get ready to do a dragon punch. But he's not going to do the dragon punch that far away because Sagat wants to do his dragon punch deep, so it hits clean. But by the time in the time that it takes for Guy to get to that position that he would be in, Sanford already recognized, oh, he did an elbow drop. He's not in range for the dragon punch anymore, so I'm just not going to do anything. So keep this in mind while you're watching the match, and we're going to see what Sanford does later on to take advantage of this. So Sanford, there again, you see him just walking forward, not doing anything. I mean, Sanford definitely, I have to give him a lot of credit. you know, he definitely has experience in the guy matchup from playing Dominion, but to be that aware of the elbow drops right away from the beginning of the match, that really shows that Sanford has a lot of experience in this matchup, because a lot of players wouldn't have that much experience with the guy matchup and would fall for that on the first one. They would Dragon Punch the first jump and get baited. So to really already be one step ahead really says a lot about Sanford's matchup knowledge. You know, he's going to wait and see, and he's not going to commit to anything unnecessary at the beginning. And you see Sanford just, and there it is. And there it is. Did you guys see that? Let me rewind it.
This is really, really great stuff from Sanford. Right?
You guys see that? So now, Sanford says, well, when you jump, I know you're just going to elbow drop. So instead of just doing a Dragon Punch, I'm just going to react to all your jumps with a carry DP, because you're going to elbow drop, and the carry DP is going to move me in range, and I'm going to get you there. And of course, with that smart read, the one time he does it, Deveru doesn't do it. So why didn't Deveru do it is the question. Obviously, I can't know for sure. But if you look again, look at the life situation right now. Deveru is way behind. He is basically going to die in the next hit. At the beginning of the round, Deveru was all good. You know, I'm playing Sanford. I don't want to take any risks. I'm going to play super safe. So he didn't want to jump in. He wanted to do elbow drops. He wanted to stay safe. He didn't want to commit to anything. No risks. Now, he's got no life left. Got to start taking risks. So, pretty hard to make that read in advance. But when you think about it afterwards, it definitely does make sense. And also, it's worth noting that it's not that big of a deal that Sanford took the risk now, because he's got such a big life lead. So even though he's committing to a fairly risky thing, which is the Kara DP, even if he gets punished here, even if he would have got punished, max punish, like raw ultra, he would still be at least tied. I mean, obviously he wouldn't be in the best position. He'd be waking up. But that's also worst case scenario. So, you know, something else to keep in mind. So, Deveru winds up getting a mediocre punish, not even max damage. He tries to go for positioning, which, when you're this far down on life, I don't necessarily know that I agree with, but for Guy, it does set up some pretty good mix-ups, so it's kind of hard to argue. So Sanford takes round one. Immediately starts the round with a Angry Scar. Would have been interesting if Deveru would have started the round with a jump and Sanford could have used the Super Freeze to see it, but didn't happen. So Deveru doing a little bit better. I think he realized in round one that playing passively was definitely not going to get him the win. So he's being a little more aggressive now.
But I don't know if, I mean, I guess so, yeah, he should be able to. Just have to react with the slide. Right.
And again, Sanford, now that one, if you rewind, let's watch that again. That Kara DP was not on reaction to that jump. If you watch, he actually commits that Kara DP, I think it's like right here. Yeah, like really fast. Like I don't think that was reaction to the Bujin flip. If it was, that was like ridiculous reaction. And the thing is, if he was reacting to the Bujin flip, from that range, I think Dragon Punch would have gotten him whether he did the elbow drop or not. So I don't think the correct reaction would have been the Kara DP, which is why I don't think he reacted that way. So I think that was actually just a random Kara DP. He does do that a few times throughout the match. So.
Right. Wow. All right. Here's a big punish.
And Deveru there trying to bait out an uppercut. Knows that he's been getting hit with a few uppercuts. And there he just burns all of his meter. Oh, a missed punish opportunity there by Sanford. And there's a random DP. Not quite going to kill him, but going to get him pretty close.
Almost. Well, here comes a Kara uppercut.
And Deveru, I mean, he's down a round, so saving the meter is kind of irrelevant, but he could have eaten that chip damage, maybe? I don't know. I guess better to just spend the meter and not take any chances, but. So at this point, I feel like Sanford recognizes that. See, another thing is, let me pause this again. I'm just going to fast forward it.
But yeah, we got
Daveru switches ultras
slow,
here.
floaty
Just going to
jumpy
fast forward
ads.
through
Yeah,
this.
perfect 4-frame safe jumps.
Really last second
Yeah.
cross.
And then he
Another thing that I also wanted to just make note of is that in this matchup in general, Sagat should not be able to get away with fireballs like crazy. Guy actually has a lot of really good ways of dealing with the fireballs. He can EX run on reaction. He can EX shoulder on reaction. Random Bujin flip, not the worst, even though obviously it can be countered. But Guy definitely can react to fireballs with EX shoulder very easily from like 2/3 of the screen away. So we didn't see any of that. Daveru did not do that one time. So I think that at this point, Sanford recognizes, like, oh, this guy is just completely not even attempting to react to my fireballs. I think I can go a little more nuts with fireballs and not have to worry about it too much. Where as opposed to if Daveru was actually every now and then, because you don't necessarily want to just every time you get 25% just EX shoulder to the first fireball. Maybe you do, gets you a knockdown, gets you a lot of screen positioning, not the worst thing, but you don't want to never do it. Never doing it is definitely not the right answer. You want to at least do it a little bit and force him to at least, at least have to think about it. Like, oh, maybe I should stop throwing so many fireballs. At least force him to think about it. Not doing it at all. He can just do whatever he wants. So, definitely something Daveru not doing that he should have been doing. And you can see now, like, Sanford still throwing about the same amount of fireballs, but you can see his just overall gameplay is just a little more aggressive here. And you can see the results of it. He's already got Daveru, pushed into the corner. Whereas the beginning of the last game, he was a little more passive. And there's a nice Kara DP on reaction to the jump. And there's a, I don't know what the hell that move is called. The run overhead going over fireball. And surprisingly, Sanford does not block that pretty slow overhead. Alright, and Sanford getting pushed into the corner here. Again, Daveru, and that's just not what you want to be doing. He's just guessing. And that, okay, that's another thing. Let me pause this again. That's another thing. If before Sanford was saying to himself, I don't think this guy is even trying to react to my fireballs. I think I can throw a few more fireballs and be okay. That right there should have been the final, that should have been the last thing he needed to see. That's like a giant red flag. He did a random run slide. Didn't react to anything. Sanford wasn't doing anything. Sanford was just standing there. He did a random run slide, not even a random EX run. He just straight up did random EX run and immediately slide. He could have at least did EX run and then at least reacted at that point. Did Sanford do anything? If he didn't do anything, he could have canceled him to stop and at least tried to block or, try to get a counter hit or something. He didn't even try to do that. He just straight up run slide. Didn't even attempt to react to anything. So at that point, for sure, Sanford should be saying to himself, this guy's not even trying to react to my fireballs. That was completely random. He was hoping to go through a fireball there. Giant red flag. Definitely, at this point, Sanford can kind of go nuts. So Sanford on set point now.
Right. And I think he changed ultras. Going from 1 to 2.
Yeah, let's see if it makes a difference. I don't know. He didn't actually use it in the last fight.
And there we go.
We'll see.
Sanford now finally getting baited by the elbow drop.
With uppercuts with that ultra.
Maybe.
Ooh.
And that's a nice combo there. If you hit the overhead air-to-air like that, you can juggle.
Kind of stay tricky.
Good reaction there by Daveru to see it and get his free damage.
He looks flustered.
And you can just see he's
Solidly, but,
if he would from this position.
when he gets some opportunities. He looks
From this position here, if he just walks forward a little bit,
He looks flustered.
like he's just sitting full screen. If he walks forward a little bit to like right here, even from where he is now, this, if he reacts fast enough, EX shoulder will hit this. It'll hit the outstretched limbs. I hope you guys can see my mouse right now. I'm pretty sure you can. But if he just walks forward a little bit, there's no question he can just EX shoulder. And it's so easy to react to the fireballs from this range with EX shoulder. Like you can react at the last second. It's projectile invincible basically on frame 1. I think it is on frame 1. So, I mean, this is just like, at this point, Sanford's just like, yeah, this guy is for sure not even attempting to react. And so he's just going nuts. Like, he's just like fireball, fireball, fireball. Baits the jump, but that's also funny. Like, Sanford baits the jump there, but he I don't know. I don't know why he jumped there. He knew that Dave Aero was going to do something to try to get in. He did like a fireball pattern and then broke it purposely, but he broke it with a neutral jump. I guess he was hoping for a run slide or a shoulder, but Dave Aero did a Bujin flip and winds up getting the flip. And there again, the random EX run slide. That time it was good. Still not a good guess though. And Sanford clutches it out with a dash up low short. Dave Aero.
I don't think so. But I think he might just do.
Oh, I thought that killed him. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Yeah, that was. Yeah. Dave Aero getting stuck in the infinite there. And there we go. Sanford takes it.
He almost got it too. He almost got it.
Sanford recognized it.
So, interesting match, I think. Definitely gives you some insight on, you know, I feel like I really wanted this topic to be the first topic. And by the way, I have more. I'm just taking a break for a second. But I wanted this to be the first topic that I covered for the show because I feel like this concept is something that a lot of players, and I mean, when I say a lot, I mean like 99% of players, don't even think about. They don't even consider it. I think that a lot of players, myself included, just kind of just play the game. Like they'll think about their matchups, and they'll think about a match before, and then they'll think about a match afterwards. But while they're actually playing, they're not actually paying attention to what's going on. You know, they might be looking for something, or you know, try to bait their opponent into something, or you know, they'll notice obvious things like, oh, this guy always dragon punches, or you know, this guy's mashing throw, or whatever. But a lot of people don't even notice that. They're just so caught up in what they're trying to do that they're not paying attention to what the opponent is doing. And it's just such an important concept. It makes you such a better player when you can actually play the game, and while playing it, you're also like looking down on it and looking at everything of what's going on and saying, hey, this guy is trying to make me do this, so I'm just going to do the counter to that and do the next thing. You know, and it just makes you a much better player overall. A lot of the time when you see high-level play and you see these players make these like ridiculous reads, it's because of stuff like this. It's because they see like, oh, well, every time this guy jumps, he's doing an elbow drop. So next time he jumps, I'm just going to do carry DP, you know? And then, you know, you get like a ridiculous read that, you know, allows you to make a comeback. It's something that for a long time I didn't do, and only recently, within the last couple of years, I realized like, hey, you know, I don't really think while I play, and that's probably not a good thing. This is definitely a thinking game when you play it at a high level, so it's something that I've been trying to work on a lot, and I think a lot of players would definitely benefit a lot from doing that themselves. So okay, next match. This is going to be another match from Summer Jam, and this is going to be CP on the one-player side versus Steve H on the two-player side. Another Sagat match, but this time we have Ken. So, this match is interesting. This match is not going to be... it's the same concept, but shown very, very differently. So, what I want to do, okay. This time I'm going to give you guys warning, okay? We're going to start the match again from the beginning. This time it's not going to be a pop quiz.